Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. As you all know, after 1986, that is 34 long years, India has introduced a new education policy. To be honest, we all know that the previous education system was not very good and had so many drawbacks. But do you know what exactly this new policy is? What do you think? Will this new policy bring the change India needs? Is this new policy really something different, or is it just another way to define the old 10+2 education structure? And the most important question, will this policy help students to earn a living by doing what they really love to do? Let's find out in this video where we have done a detailed analysis of the new education policy. So, this new education policy is being developed by NCERT, that is the National Council of Educational Research and Training, and they are not doing it all by themselves. They will discuss this policy with all the respective entities like state governments, ministries and expert bodies. And the best thing is, this policy will be updated once every 5 to 10 years considering the future educational requirements. First, let's talk about the most important thing, the vision of this new education policy. As per the draft, this policy has a very high and noble aim of having an education system rooted in Indian society that contributes directly to transforming India. And if you ask how they will do it, the answer is by providing high quality education to everyone. And this will result in India becoming a global knowledge superpower. With the help of this policy, the government wants education to play an important role in developing a deep sense of respect and awareness towards the fundamental duties, constitutional values, and bonding with our country India in this ever-changing world. As we all are super proud of being Indian, this policy also aims at deeply rooting pride of being Indian not only in our thoughts but also in our actions, and develop the behavior that supports human rights, sustainable development and living, and global well-being, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. That means students who are future of our country, along with being proud Indians, will not only think about India but about the whole world for better. Right now, we have an education structure of 10+2, and in the new education policy, this structure is being changed to 5+3+3+4. But do you know what this structure really is? If you don't, that's okay. Even I didn't know it until I read the entire education policy. So let's look at it in detail. I don't know if you know this, that a child's brain develops more in the first 5 years after birth than at any time in his entire life. In the old education structure, a child's education can be started from age 6, where it would miss the most important years of brain development. Whereas in the new structure, the first 5 years will be foundational education, where children of age 3 can start their education. This is very important as the right direction can be provided by schools during the initial development of the brain. The first 5 years will be the foundational education, which is basically divided into two parts. The first part is preschool, that is Anganwadi or Balvatika, is of 3 years, where children of 3 to 6 years old can get education. And the second part is class 1 and 2, which is of 2 years, where children of 6 to 8 years old can get an education. These 5 years of fundamental education are aimed at promoting better overall learning, development, and the well-being of children. As you know, currently quality education and care at an early age is not available to most of the children, especially children from socio-economic backward class. But with this new policy, that is going to change, and all the children will have access to quality education, which will help them excel in life. The best thing about this new education system is that it will consist of flexible, play-based and inquiry-based learning, which will help children to achieve maximum overall development such as physical, social, communication and literacy development. Now, the question is how they will achieve this. To do that, the NCERT will train the current preparatory school teachers using an advanced framework. This training will be fully digitized, and teachers can do this training through DTH and smartphones. You might have experienced this, that we are currently in a learning crisis where most of the students in elementary schools cannot read and do simple math. This will be an urgent national mission under this new education policy. Another thing is enrollment. As per a recent survey by National Sample Survey Office, there were more than 3 crore students drop out of school who were between the age of 6 and 17 years. So, with this new policy, the government is aiming at bringing all the students back into the school and maintaining 100% school enrollment. The next 3 years will be preparatory education, which is from class 3 to 5 with students from 8 to 11 years old. This education will be based on the play, discovery and activity based curricular style and will also have some easy textbooks as well as more formal but interactive classroom learning. And this will help schools to strongly develop students socially as well as academically. The next 3 years will be middle school, which is from class 6 to 8 with students from 11 to 14 years old. This education stage will be similar to previous stage but with the introduction of subject teachers for learning and having discussions of the more interesting topics across the sciences, mathematics, arts, social sciences and humanities. This will be more practical based learning and students will be encouraged to explore different subjects. And the last 4 years will be secondary school education, which is again divided into 2 phases. The first phase includes class 9 and 10 and second phase includes class 11 and 12 covering students from ages 14 to 18 years old. In this, students can learn multiple subjects like previous stage but with more depth, greater critical thinking and greater attention to life's aspirations. Students will have great flexibility in choosing the subjects they like. After class 10, for classes 11 and 12, a student can change the courses to pursue vocational courses like to become a computer technician or electrician right after class 12, which is not possible in the current education system. So, this is how the new education structure will be. Now, let's look at the most important thing. What changes this policy is going to bring into the education system? Rote learning, that is remembering the things without understanding them, is largely present in the current education system. As a result, students do get good grades but they do not know where and how to apply their learnings. This new policy will move the education from rote learning to more understanding based learning. I'm very sure that you must have experienced this. While learning something in school, we always used to question whether this will really be useful in the future, especially while learning mathematics. So, looks like they finally listened to us. This new policy will reduce the old unnecessary syllabus and add the syllabus which will help students to learn more essential things and improve their critical thinking. Unlike old times, the teaching will be made more interactive, fun and learning based. Another most important and the best change this policy is bringing is that in secondary school, that is class 9 to 12, students will have the freedom to choose subjects they like to study so that they can decide what kind of degree or diploma they want to pursue and what they want to become in the future. For example, a student can take courses in science and still learn about arts and humanities. There will be no separation between arts, commerce and science like it is now in the current system. Similarly, during the first 3 stages of education, students will be exposed to more subjects which will help them to understand their interest better in early age. As per some research, it is proven that children can quickly understand and learn something when it is in their mother tongue. Even UNESCO is emphasizing the importance of learning in the mother tongue during primary education since 1953. And moving towards this, as per the new policy, until at least class 5, the education will be in mother tongue or home language. But what if there is a student in Maharashtra whose mother tongue is not Marathi? For this, the new education policy encourages teachers to use the bilingual approach, that is, communicating with the student in Hindi or English, whatever is preferable. And this does not mean that the other 2 language subjects will be removed. There will still be the 3 language formula to promote the unity of the nation. And the best thing is, there will be no pressure on the states to choose any specific language as a home language. Not only this, but during middle school under the project The Language of India, students will get to do a fun activity where they will learn the basics of most of the major languages in India. Along with this, Indian Sign Language will be standardized and made available across the country to help students with hearing disabilities. Another important thing is, most advanced subjects like artificial intelligence, design thinking, environmental education, and global citizenship education will be introduced to develop advanced skills in students. Also, during class 6 to 8, every student can take a fun course in which they will learn about vocational crafts like carpentry, electric work, metal work, and gardening by doing a 10-day internship at a local vocational expert. This will be very helpful for students to understand these crafts and how professionals of these crafts work. This will also imbibe a sense of respect in students about these professionals, resulting in treating every profession with respect regardless of how much money a profession makes. Now, the most important thing, assessment of students. Currently, students are being assessed once a year and only on the basis of their grades. But With this new policy, that is going to be changed and students will be assessed more frequently and based on competency and high order skills like analysis, critical thinking and conceptual clarity. Basically, there will be an overall assessment of a student in this new education policy. The students will take exams only in class 3, 5 and 8, and even though 10th and 12th board exams will be there, the exams will test primarily core capacities rather than months of memorization capacities of students and will remove the current high importance of these exams. Also, students can take these exams twice in one school year. Now, regarding higher education, the policy aims at a higher educational system consisting of large multidisciplinary universities and colleges with at least one in every district. These universities will have around 3,000 students like one of the oldest universities Takshashila and Nalanda had. Grading will be changed and moving forward every college will become an autonomous entity or become fully part of a university. Such autonomous institutes can be converted into research centers after their evaluation. In these new universities, a student can get a degree in almost any field like arts, science, music, economics and sports. In the current education system, you get a degree only after finishing a 4-year course. But now in this new policy, with the multi-entry and multi-exit option, you don't necessarily need to finish 4 years of a course. In the new system, for completing 1 year, you will get a certificate. For completing 2 years, you will get a diploma. And for completing 3 years of a course, you get a degree. And if you complete all 4 years, then you get a degree and research certificate. Requirements for master's degree have been changed as well. Masters will be of 2 years for students who completed 3 years of a bachelor's degree. And if you have completed 4 years of a bachelor's degree, then masters will be of just 1 year. Apart from this, there will be a course of 5 years consisting of a bachelor's and master's degree, saving 1 full year. For PhD, students need to have a master's degree or 4 years of a degree with research, and MPhil will be removed from the new education policy. Not only this, but the new policy will also make sure that the quality teachers will be recruited so as to maintain good quality of education. So, even though the detailed policy draft has not yet been issued by the Government of India, from what we can see, this policy indeed looks better than what we have right now. Now, the only question I have is, as India is a big country, how fast and how well the government can implement this policy. So that's it for today guys. Do let me know in the comment section what do you think about this new education policy, and if you learned something from this video, please like the video and share it with your friends and family, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys, bye bye, take care.